I might not necessarily say words, but sometimes I say words.
Welcome to the Here to Zen podcast, your genre-free home for music, stories, and inspiration. Here, we celebrate sound in all its forms. From chart toppers to hidden gems, heavy riffs to chilled grooves, we believe great music has no boundaries. Our goal is simple, to share a love for every kind of music, connect with the artists who make it, and dive into the stories that shape their journeys. Whether you're here to discover something new, revisit an old favorite, or just vibe with the universal language of music, you're in the right place. This is more than a podcast. It's a community built on passion, curiosity, and the joy of sound. So plug in, turn it up, and let's find the zen in every beat.
Liam, how's things, man?
Good, thank you. How are you, Andrew?
I am great, and welcome to Good Things 2025 lineup. How's it feel?
It feels great to be part of such a special lineup. We've played Good Things, I think, once before, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And yeah, I think this is probably my favorite lineup yet this year.
It's a super well-rounded lineup, isn't it? Like, of course, the minute a festival gets announced, people flex the knuckles on the keyboard and get ready to go. But gotta say, there's something for everyone in it, isn't there?
I think so. Yeah, like all age groups, all genres. It's I was saying, it kind of reminds me a bit of like the days of Soundwave. Maybe not like as quite like large scoped, but like
Yep.
even like Big Day Out to a certain extent as well. Like just this feeling of like, yeah,
Yeah.
this kind of seeing a bit of everything for everyone, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, more alternative kind of slanted, I suppose.
Well, I guess we're lucky. Here to Zen is a genre-free place. Like we don't care what you like as long as
Mm.
you like it. So for us, Good Things 2025 is kind of like we're going to call it Here to Zen 2025. I think
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
just,
Rebrand the
there's,
festival.
we should. Why not? Okay, by the way, Victory Lap,
Hmm.
cracker. How
Thank you.
great is the track?
Yeah.
Um, for those people who haven't heard it, go and hear it, but go watch the video too. Um, Tell us
Blockbuster.
the story behind the song.
The song is yeah, well, I started writing it when we came back from America for the first time, and I must have just been on like a bit of a high, a bit of self-confidence kick.
Yep.
But I wanted to write something that was it just felt like a soccer stadium. So I kind of started off with this chant, and it just sounded like something out of a FIFA game to me. I don't know.
Sweet.
Um, and normally, like when we write music, like we always have like weird working title, like temporary titles that are
Yep.
just like stupid. But for some reason, I'd written Victory Lap on the session, and I pressed save, and we never changed the title. Um, so then when it came to bringing it over to the band, what I had in the demo, um, yeah, we sort of we extrapolated what was like the core of that song, which was sort of like the main riff and like those grooves. Built a new chorus and a breakdown, and I wrote some words about gatekeepers and naysayers, and just really wanting to kind of be on my like idyllic who I want to be kind of person.
Yep.
Kind of embody this sort of self confidence that I sort of I'm striving to go. I'm striving for as we enter further into our careers and develop the messages and the ideology that I want to kind of share with our fans and new people that are finding our music. I want to I basically get people to feel a certain self level of self confidence.
Yep.
In a world that kind of is always pushing down on them. And there's so that was kind of where I was coming from with that track. Because yeah, I think there's a lot of things that need to change in the landscape of today, whether that's within music community or whether that's just the world all around. And so yeah, I wanted to kind of embody this like this sort of unapologetic leadership kind of
Love it.
tone. So yeah, that's kind of where that the attitude of that song comes from.
Now, I've got to ask, when you write songs, everyone's got their own sort of different method of doing it. Now, are you a band that hums random nonsense words and then forms a melody around it, or other ways?
Um, Historically, we have been the kind of bands that are like that will come up when we come up with a melody, we're like like we do like do's, and
Great.
I do like I've kind of like a mush mouth, so I'll like have vowel sounds. I might not necessarily say words, but sometimes I say words. The hard thing with saying words is sometimes you write yourself into a corner and you're like, oh, I have to put the word life here, or
Yep.
have to put I have to put this sort of word here because it's just what it sounds like, and you kind of get what we like to call in our band demoitis.
Yep.
So it's when you get so locked into what a demo sounds like that you can't hear it any other way. So yeah, we're the kind of band that yeah we'll kind of go do to try to be a bit more neutral
Yep.
with the melody, and yeah we usually are writing the melodies as we are making the music. So we haven't necessarily completely painted the canvas of the music, so we can let some of the melody ideas from the vocals kind of inform some of the musical elements and vice versa. So yeah, that's kind of how we do it.
Where's the strangest place a riff or melodies come to you?
The strangest place. You mean like location wise, or like
Yeah,
in the depths of my
no,
brain?
no, absolutely location wise, like,
Um,
in the fruit section of Woolworths or
I don't know if I've got any weird ones. I mean, like in like in an RV, like in the like in Arizona is probably like it's not really the weirdest place, but it's kind of unusual than like say, in my studio. There might be something like I'm trying to think. Like I might be like in my lounge room or something like that, and I'm just like, or like, I just have to grab my like voice memo like app
yep.
and just be like, like I have to just like, vocalize something. But I don't know if I've ever, been in a weird location that's a good question though. I have to think about that. This is gonna be one of those questions that like I get off this interview and I'm like, oh, I should have said that, but
That's
I
all
can't
right.
think of any at the
I get
moment.
off every interview and I go, I should have asked that. So
Yeah.
you're in good company, dude.
Yeah.
Now, again, with the lineup for Good Things, being so diverse, who's on your hit list if you get a chance to see them? So, for everyone that doesn't know, most bands don't get to see the other bands they like until they get to Brisbane. Brisbane rules. We are the last date. That's where everyone hangs. So, when you get to Brisbane, who are you going to check out?
Um, I will say this every day of the week. Top of my list. So excited to see Refused.
Yep.
Refused, yeah, one of my favorite bands of all time. They've had such an influence on me and my musical development. Have one of the greatest albums of all time, and I've never gotten to see them live. When they reformed, I wasn't quite old enough to go see them when they came to Australia, and this will be like the last time, sadly. So yeah, that no one is stopping me from seeing Refused. If you do, you're getting pushed out of the way so I can
Love
get
it.
to the pit. So they're on the top of my list. I'm excited to see my friends in Make Them Suffer again. We toured with them in the States earlier this year, and they're just such a great band to watch, but also just great people. I'm excited to see Knock Loose again. I'm excited to see Tool. I've seen Tool. The last time I saw Tool, I think it was about 15 years ago at Big Day Out.
Wow.
So I'm excited to see them. There's a lot that's happened since then. I guess yeah, Weezer as well. They've kind of also had an interesting like effect on my
Yep.
musical development. South Arcade, Knocked Loose, Lorna Shore. Um, I'm trying to think of the rest of the lineup right now,
I
but
think
like
you've
it's a
covered it.
good
Yeah.
like 90% of the lineup. I'm pretty excited to see, but yeah, Refused is sitting on the top.
I'll come out with you when Refused is on as someone. I got to shoot them in a very small venue
Oh, really?
many years ago, and you know how Jesus walks on water?
Yeah.
I saw a guy walk on heads.
Yeah.
There was no crowd surfing. I was like, this is
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
That's it. And the Swedes would
That
have it no other way.
it was just bonkers. So that pit is going to be next level.
Yeah. 100. I'm
Now,
so excited.
what's on the agenda for you with new music? You've just released a song, but surely you're looking to the future.
Yeah, so we've been working on new music for the better part of this year, just like on and off. S- um we'll usually get together like for 1 week long period, every few months or so. Whether that's in between tours and shows. Um and we've got a couple more of those sort of writing retreats th- for the rest of the year. We've got a couple more. We're on one currently. We're working on music this week, actually.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, I mean, we're not gonna have like an album out this year by any means, but there'll probably be more new music next year. Yeah, we're really stoked with where we're going with it. It's been really cool. I've been really inspired in writing a lot of demos. Post tours. We had a bit of uh, I call it a speed dating session with lots of producers in LA last time we were in the States.
Yep.
So maybe there might be some music that kind of that comes out of that, but um, as the function of that was really just to kind of like shake up the creative process and seeing what working with someone else was like. But we're still kind of keeping it DIY for the most part, and keeping it true to what Windwaker is. And yeah, I don't know. The new music is definitely on the way. I think it's some of the best work we've done, and I mean, we probably will say that every time, but currently it's some of our favorite music that we've made.
If you can't say it's your favorite music, you shouldn't be making it.
100%, I agree with that.
So who is your top of the tier producer that if you had unlimited budget, unlimited everything, you'd go, we're taking that producer.
As far as like, I guess like our kind of style of music goes, it would probably, I don't know. It's tough because like it would be interesting to see what like a Lancaster produced song would sound like.
Hmm.
I don't know what that would be because it's like I think what makes us us is the fact that we kind of do it ourselves. But yeah, maybe him, maybe
Yep.
Zach Chavini. One of the people that we worked with in LA was Dan Braunstein, and we got along really well with him. I think that's like a really good marriage of minds. So yeah, I don't know. That's probably like a few to name. Yeah.
Awesome. Right, I'm going to let you go, and this is going to be a speed round.
Okay.
So you have to pick 5 songs from 5 different bands that you must hear at Good Things 2025.
Okay. All right. Um, Doom Switch, Make Them Suffer, Counting Worms, Knocked Loose. Um, uh, I'm gonna go with Buddy Holly Weezer. We're gonna go. I hope they play this song. I'm gonna go Worms of the Senses, Refused, and let's pick. Let's go with. Uh, let's go The Pot by Tool.
Perfect. Liam, Wind Waker is going to destroy Good Things
Thank
2025. Victory Lap
you.
is a great track. I absolutely love it. I think it's very empowering.
Mhm.
Look forward to catching you in Brizzy, mate, but thank you for your time.
Looking forward to it, man. Thanks for chatting.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Here to Zen podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We truly appreciate every single one of you who listens, shares, and supports what we do. This podcast is all about celebrating music in all its forms, and it wouldn't mean anything without this amazing community around it. If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd love it if you could take a moment to rate and review us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening right now. It really helps us reach more music fans and keep the conversation going. And don't forget, you can be part of our online community too. Join the conversation on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your favorite tracks, or even what music means to you. This isn't just our podcast, it's yours too. From all of us here at Here to Zen, thank you again for being part of the journey.
We appreciate your support more than words can say. Until next time, keep listening, keep sharing, and keep finding the Zen in every beat.